Hey RV family, keep it high, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, the RV guy, reviewing music for the love of music, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one I'm going to be covering the new Plot in You record entitled Swan Song. So, 2018, it was a really good year for this project. It was the first time I really had them on my radar permanently, because up until that point I thought they were pretty basic in the realm of metalcore, but this record, it diverged a great deal from their metalcore and their more basic roots into more of a post-hardcore and alternative-inspired direction. On Fearless Records once again, unfortunately we have Swan Song to unpack, and this record, for me, is quite a disappointment. To describe this album goes something like this. Imagine the crunched and distorted post-hardcore inspired riffs on Dispose with the highly dramatic and minimalistically instrumentally led verses that lead into an empowered and enraged chorus, where the crescendos is most usually just a refrain. And by minimalistic build-ups, at least on this record, I mean they have gotten so fixated on building up tension that they forgot what payoff is. Not just that, they have clearly become very enamored with burying their vocals under layers of harsh, piercing reverb and glitches. It was a trick that they employed on their last album. Usually there were like synths lining the backdrop or just like a single lonesome drum hit with maybe like a distant riff in the back. If dominating this record with those ideas was the plan, it's underwhelming. Point blank, the end result is underwhelming. It's really easy for me, though, to appreciate the vocals. I always have. I know it won't be everyone's cup of tea. It's very emo-inspired. It's passionate. It breaks here and there. It has some strain to it, a lot of rasp. Even more than the usual, I'd say. But Plot in You's lyrics tend to be confessional. They're very angst-heavy. They're sort of tear-stained diary, heavily emotionally driven. So landing to have these really heavily emotionally driven vocals just tend to fit. Maybe it wouldn't for like the average metalcore post-hardcore project, but here it just fits, and I could not imagine this band with just a normal vocalist in quotes. But you know what also makes sense? Portraying this record as imperfect, but I don't want to say it's entirely terrible. Songs like Too Far Gone and Enemy are both favorites of mine. They are equally brutal, but they also have sort of the passive aggression and the pettiness in the lyrics and in the presentation and performance that the Plot in You just does really well. But even the latter track that I just mentioned, Enemy, has the bad habit of just having that faded out vocal shtick that by now on the record is overplayed and very overused. I remember when Face Me came out as a single, it was just missing something. It reeked of feeling incomplete. The big climax of the chorus especially. They ascend the track up endlessly, it feels like, and it literally takes until the last minute of the track to finally hit that stride, to finally hit that plateau, but by then you don't even really care because it's almost over. So any genuine impact it was going to have is just sold down the river, because by then it immediately transfers back into the same flawed section. And I just want to say, production-wise, whatever warped effect they decided to put on the pre-chorus vocals here, poor decision. They sound unpleasant and they are rigid compared to the chorus vocals. It's not a very good transition. And echoing the sentiment, the track Paradigm also feels incomplete. It's an issue that Beartooth had on their most recent record, where the riffs and the percussion sometimes sound a little undermixed, a little undercompressed. It's so clear track after track after track what they're wanting to be the it moment, the shock and awe moment, the moment that gets you really into the track. But the scant minimalistic instrumental, as well as the way those choruses are mixed, just leads you off a cliff of fallen expectations. It's so scant. Plot in You's hearts are still very much in it. They're blunt, they're poetic, they have those confessional lyrics, they're very on the nose, and you usually get what you get. But I hate to compare records. I see very few reasons or instances that I would choose this record over Dispose. I think it's in one of those situations where that record does everything this record does around the same length, but just so much better. The minimalism and the atmospheric tones are to be expected, but for this record being on the same label, performed by the same band, mixed by the same two individuals, it came out the other side missing something. Very basic metalcore and post-hardcore ideas, but severely lacking the teeth to back up the ideas themselves. I'm just not really feeling that great about this record personally. And I hate to be cheesy, but I just hope this isn't their swan song. I'm gonna be giving this album a 4 out of 10. And that is a wrap. Have you heard this new The Plot in You record, Swan Song? If you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. I would love to discuss this record with you. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is, my name is J Morris, the Review Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.